YouTube? This is Reverend Evan Sackett. You know, lately I've been doing a lot of videos on suicide, surviving relationships, improving your life, and as I look at myself in the mirror, I realize that I'm not even following my own advice. And how can someone who's not happy give advice to someone else about how to be happy? I mean, when you're giving advice, it seems so simple, it seems so easy. But I, like probably 1 out of every 2 Americans, suffer from depression and possible bipolar disorder. There are so many people who are bipolar, it makes you wonder if maybe being crazy is being normal. But people don't understand depression. They don't understand what it is like to wake up and there is this the shadow of fear over everything. The most simple task, like driving to the store or going to work, is just terrifying. You feel alone. You feel this feeling of impending doom. You feel like you're in a corner and the walls are closing in on you and you have no escape. The only way you can escape from the pain of depression is sleep. And the worst part of depression was always, for me, was when I would first wake up in the morning and my mind would come to reality and I would realize I was back in this reality that I did not want to be in. I wanted to be back in that dream world, that reality where everything was timeless, where I didn't have worries. And, you know, a lot of the times we look at the retarded, the mentally disabled, and we pity them. But have you ever noticed sometimes how happy a lot of them seem? And have you ever noticed how people who have extremely low IQs seem to be more happy and more subtle than people with higher IQs? I mean, the other day I saw a group of what our politically incorrect country would refer to as hillbillies standing outside a trailer park. And there were about 5 of them standing around a fire, holding their beers. And it was about 5 in the afternoon. All of them had jobs. They had just got done doing their construction work or their bricklaying work or whatever it is that they did. And that was their life. They went, cracked open a beer, stood there, discussed their day, and watched a fire burn. And, I mean, you know, people who are lawyers, people who are doctors, people who live in mansions would laugh at these people. But these people laugh right back at them. Don't think all of you well-off individuals, don't think that you have a fucking thing on people who don't have what you have. Because in the end, doesn't it matter who's happy? I mean, happiness is the only reason we do anything. I mean, why would you go to college to get a good job, to make money so you can be happy? Why would you want to be a success so you can be happy? Being happy is the bottom line. What if being a doctor made you miserable? You hated being a doctor. You hated the profession, which, by the way, is a common occurrence. People don't realize just how difficult being a doctor is. Can you imagine working 42-hour shifts, watching people die in your hands day after day after day, having to deal with the stress of performing multiple surgeries in the emergency room, multiple wounds, things of this nature? In my mind, doctors earn every cent that they make. And they deserve an infinite amount more. People don't realize just how difficult being a doctor is. But the simple fact remains, it's about happiness and bliss. And sometimes you have to have medication. And sometimes, you know, when you're suffering from a disorder, getting yourself to a doctor can be the most difficult thing because you have ups and downs. You have good days, you have bad days. You're having a really good day and you think, you know, fuck the doctor's appointment. and then you start to have a really bad day. And I never really believed in love until now. I just believed in lust. I thought that it was all motivated by sexual desire. And now I realize that it isn't. It's motivated by a need for companionship. And here I am, 25 years old, single, and I actually envy the people who are married and have kids, who have live-in boyfriends and girlfriends. I envy those people because they have something that I don't, and that's a companion, someone to share their life with. I don't have that. There are boundaries that are set between me and every person I meet. But when it comes to being in love with someone and sharing your life with them, there are no boundaries. There are no boundaries set between you and them. Absolutely none. Now, I'm not saying you have to live your life as one, and that is the mistake people make in a relationship, is they try to live as one. Sleep in the same bed, spend every waking moment together. This is not the way to do it. And here's another factor, trust. If you can't trust the person you're with, you don't need to be with them. And don't let jealousy ruin a relationship. Guys, if your girl wants to go out and, have a night out with her friends, then you should be able to trust her. When she says, hey, I'm going to go out for a few hours, if you can't trust her with all your soul and know that she's going and doing exactly what she says she's doing, you don't need to be with her. And the same goes for women. Women, if you cannot trust the man that you're with, and jealousy shows lack of confidence, because isn't it funny how when you are terrified that your spouse is going to cheat on you, in most cases that's what drives them to cheat on you, because you drive them away with your jealousy. Don't make that mistake. There is nothing worse than a jealous spouse. And I've dealt with that. I've dealt with being with a girl who was bipolar and severely jealous. She would send me a text message, and over the space of 2 hours, because my battery was dead, I charged my phone, and it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 text messages. The first text message said, "Are you there?" By the time the 15th text message hit, I was a worthless, lying piece of shit that deserved to burn in hell. The next day, just overlook all those text messages. No big deal. Oh, okay, just overlook the text message where you said I was a fucking worthless, lying dog that deserved to be drug out in the street and shot and burned alive in a barrel. I'm just supposed to overlook that? No big deal. I mean, what's going to happen if you go on one of your bipolar tangents while we're living together one day, and you decide to grab a butcher knife and brutally maim me, and then you send me to the hospital? What are you going to do? Just come to the hospital and say, "Oh, it was just one of my bipolar episodes. Never mind me stabbing you in the stomach and cutting your intestines out. Just ignore the whole incident. No big deal." Make any sense to you? Doesn't make any sense to me either. But when you really begin to examine people's relationships, you will realize that there are some crazy fucking relationships out there. Crazy. So, in all actuality, crazy is the norm. If you think you're crazy and everyone else is okay, you're okay. If you think everyone else is crazy and you're fine, that's when you got something to worry about. But craziness has become the norm. And in America, it's all about projecting that image of success. We all want that Mercedes. We all want that nice house. We all want that lawn and the nice clothes and the little boy running around playing in the yard. But we don't care about the hundreds of thousands of dollars that we're raking up in debt. We don't care about the fact that we're never going to get this shit paid off, and 10 years from now we're possibly going to be living on a cardboard box on the street. It's all about projecting that image of having succeeded. And in America, the idea has become, don't succeed, try to fake it and make everyone think that you have succeeded. That is the ultimate goal in America. Just like the guy said in American Beauty, in order to be successful, you have to project an image of success at all times. You know what I say to that? bullshit. All that's going to do is get you in debt.